Sorry, we're closed.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Episode 79 of Sorry We're Closed, and I have a beautiful day here in Hoboken, New Jersey, and we're going to talk some baseball. I mean, how could I not talk baseball here with how the first week and change, actually, you're right, about first week and change of the season. How could I not talk baseball here? And we're going to start and pretty much only talk about the Red Sox. The type of baseball that these Boston Red Sox are currently playing is unbelievable. It's the type of baseball you see from really good baseball teams, right? So when you first start and you start watching this team, you see like a hot start, right? It means almost nothing to be sitting here on April 14th at 10 a.m. is when I'm recording this and be like, wow, the Red Sox are first in the AL East by 2.5 games over every team in the AL East. I think they're all like the same 5-6 record, right? So they're 2.5 games up on everybody. They're playing better than anyone. They're beating a good Rays team. They get swept by the Orioles early on. That looks horrible. But then they come back, sweep the Rays team, sweep the Orioles after being swept by the Orioles, sweep the Orioles. And now they're playing a good Twins team, and they win yesterday. They have a doubleheader today. So this team, and like I'm saying, when I've talked about it on Twitter a little bit, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit more in depth here on Sorry We're Closed, because I get to kind of elaborate a little bit more than I can on Twitter. When I say that this team looks like a good team, this isn't like because, they're winning ball games. They're finding ways to win ball games that good teams find ways to win. When they're playing against the Baltimore Orioles and it's a 3-3 game and they're struggling, they're not doing so well at the plate. The pitching staff is doing, there's sporadic here and there. They're finding ways at the end of the day to go win that ball game. And that is the difference between a team that gets off to a hot start and a good baseball team. Now, this team, I still don't put them in the caliber of the Dodgers or the Padres or even the Braves. Really, the Mets are leading the NL East right now as well. The Yankees are a good team, but at the end of the day, this Red Sox team, in my view, just from watching a week and a half of baseball, they could compete for the AL East this year. There's no question in my mind. Their starting pitching can only get better. In reality, we got Eddie Rodriguez back now after that first series not having him. Who knows how that series starts off? If you have Eddie start that series off in the Valdi on Saturday, who knows how that series actually ends up going? But you have Eddie Rodriguez, you got Nathan Eovaldi, you got Martin Perez. You got Martin Perez just like that yesterday. It's exactly what I'm talking about. A game where we go down 2-0 to a good Minnesota Twins team, a good lineup, although they had Cruz out of the lineup. And Kepler was out originally, but then came back in. But you have a good Minnesota Twins team. We go down 2-0. Bats aren't alive until the 7th inning, and we come storming back, end up winning 4-2, I think, was the final. That's a good ball game. You watch Matty Barnes come in at the end of the game there and dominate to end that game against, again, a good team. We're not going out there, granted, minus I think it was either the Rays or the Orioles where we were going out there winning 11-2 or something like that. We're not going out, it was the Rays. We're not going out and absolutely crapping on teams, shitting on teams. We are at times, but then in these close games, which baseball is going to happen, you're going to have close games against the Baltimore Orioles. You're going to have close games against the Tampa Bay Rays, the New York Yankees, the Seattle Mariners. You're going to have close games. And the good teams, the teams that rise to the top throughout the season, are the teams that find ways to win those ball games. And sure enough, the Boston Red Sox through the first week of the season have found ways to win those ball games. Keep in mind, not a fully healthy Boston Red Sox team, because come July, we get one of the best pitchers in baseball back in our rotation if everything goes according to plan. We have a very good ball club. We have a very good ball club led by a phenomenal manager in Alex Cora. And again, I think we compete for the AL East. I don't think the Yankees are as good as everyone thinks the Yankees are. They've been the same team over and over and over. Just like Jared Carrabis tweeted back when they got DJ LeMahieu back, congratulations, you're the same team you were last year. They're not getting better. And the Yankee fans, I talked about in WEI last week, the Yankee fans are as delusional of a fan base as it gets. And listen, it's fans. I get it. You want to be, said the Red Sox were going to win the World Series last year. You have your fun. But when you're actually serious and thinking the Yankees are in that same ball club as a Dodger, as a Padre, as a Braves, as a Mets, you're not in that. Maybe you're a little bit with the Mets, but you're not really in that same stratosphere yet. And to think you were invincible by any means and you're getting handed the AL East on a silver platter this year, it's just flat out not true. And that's not even including a good Red Sox team being a part of this now. You're talking about the Rays, the Blue Jays, and the Baltimore Orioles got to a somewhat of a hot start, but I don't think they're going to be really anything. But you got these Rays and Blue Jays teams that are very good. The AL East is going to be an absolute shit show to try to win. The Yankees can't stay healthy, although even if they were at full strength, I think they might be one of the more talented teams in the AL East, but they have not separated themselves as the best team in the AL East, not even close. So this AL East year is going to be a lot of fun. After this, I could not have picked a better week of baseball to start this off with the Red Sox. I think the way they look, the way they've been playing, the way the starting pitching is holding up. Still have Tanner Houck down in AAA right now. The way the bullpen is holding up. I think that back end with Sawamura, Ottavino, and Barnes is going to be tremendous for us this year. I think the lineup is as good as it gets. Rafael Devers is back to hitting after a slow start. Xander Bogaerts is just Xander Bogaerts. Guy's going to be good no matter what he does. We have so many good. Kike Hernandez. I did not see this coming from Kike Hernandez. I thought he was a super utility guy, but like blah, blah, blah. The guy's hitting like 330. The guy is, maybe not 330. I haven't looked at his stats, but he's hitting the ball well, and he's getting a lot of loud outs. He is stroking the baseball right now. And then you got everyone in this lineup that is just feeding off each other. And they're not down and out or late in games. They're down 2-0 against a good Twins team. They what's his face, J.A. Happ was right there ready to close the to keep going against this Red Sox team. And it went from he was dealing to out of the game within seconds. It felt like. So again, this Red Sox team is a different breed. This is a team that has the ability to compete for not just a wild card spot, which is what I thought they would compete for early on in the year. They're going to compete for the AL East. And it's too early to talk about it. I understand this is 1 week. Am I overreacting? I don't think I'm overreacting because I'm not looking at a record and being like, wow, this team is great. I am looking at a body of work. I'm looking at what the Red Sox are doing in close games. When shit hits the fan, when they go down and they're losing, do they fight back? Do they have this line? Does the pitching staff, which is the big thing, does this pitching staff allow their team, you go down 2-0 like Martin Perez did yesterday, you go down 2-0 to a good Twins lineup. Can you hold them there? Can you give this Red Sox team what they weren't able to have last year, which is a fighting chance? You go down 6-0, it's a very different ball game. These guys are going up to the plate much differently than they were originally with a 2-0 deficit. 2-0 deficit to this Red Sox lineup is nothing. Can they do that? And they've been proven that they've been able to do that early on in the season when you're not really expecting it yet. You're kind of expecting them to, especially this type of team, especially you kind of ease into the season. And then as the season goes on, you get better and better and better and better. And now you're a wild card possible team. If they're going to get better and better and better throughout this season, we could arguably take it to these AL East teams the way they've been playing baseball. Again, it is early. I don't want to overreact to what happened this past week. But again, the brand of baseball they're playing, I'm not just looking at a 7-3 record and being like, we're going to win the AL East. I'm looking at the brand of baseball that this team is playing, the starting pitching and how they're going out there, the bullpen, the back end of that bullpen that's able to close the door on games when we need them to close the door on games. And this offense is as good as any in baseball right now. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be a fun year. In Boston. It should be a fun year in the AL East. Hopefully that Yankee-Red Sox rivalry is as heated as it ever gets. We should have a fun year. Speaking, though, of too early to talk about, because I'm willing to say this about the Red Sox, I am also going to jump on the Trevor Bauer bandwagon as far as I was possibly wrong when I said that I didn't want the Red Sox to pay for him. Now, it is too early, like we say. It is too early. He's faced Colorado, Oakland, and Colorado. His first three starts of the year. Now, I'm not overly negative about Trevor Bauer. I think he's a good pitcher. I wasn't one of those guys that thought he guy sucked. His body of work throughout his career hasn't been Cy Young caliber stuff, and he wins a Cy Young in a shortened season with a 170 ERA. Obviously, something you don't really think of would be you can duplicate that. or and throughout his career, he hasn't even really seen that. So it's not something you really thought Trevor Bauer would do again. And I'm not saying that he will do that again. But to start the year with the Los Angeles Dodgers, the guy is shoving. It's a 2.70 ERA. He's had 3 games so far, 10 strikeouts, 9 strikeouts. Pitched against a good Oakland team with 6 2/3 innings, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 10 Ks. The guy is pitching the baseball well. Now, a lot of confidence behind him with that Dodger team. He do not have confidence with the Dodger lineup that you have, but he's throwing the baseball well. And you do have a little bit of concern when you talk about how the Colorado saw him the first time. He gave him 4 runs, but then immediately turns that around. And the next time he sees them 2 weeks later, gives them 0, 1 hit, 7 innings, 9 Ks. The guy obviously, like I said, is a good pitcher. We all knew he was a good pitcher. What I'm saying that I'm wrong in was that maybe I didn't want the Red Sox to pay for him. I will say now, with the combo of how the Red Sox have started off the year and the way that Trevor Bauer has started off the year, would I be upset if the Red Sox paid for Trevor Bauer right now and he had a 2.70 ERA with 2-0, and now it's him, Eddie Rodriguez, Nathan Eovaldi, Martin Perez, Garrett Richards probably slid out of that, and Pivetta? No, I wouldn't be upset about that, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I wouldn't be upset about that. Even if we are paying him $30 million, I wouldn't be upset about that. And I would also be like, holy shit, we're going to have Chris Sale come back in July with this type of lineup. The back end of the bullpen, just reinforce it a little bit. We don't really need the back end to reinforce, just a little bit in the middle, in those mid to late innings. Reinforce that a little bit. We might be one of the best teams in baseball. So I will admit when I'm wrong. As it stands right now, again, this is a little bit different than the Red Sox. I haven't watched Trevor Bauer starts. I haven't seen if he's giving up loud outs or anything like that I would be able to look further into a Trevor Bauer start and be like, okay, well, maybe he's not there. Just like with the Red Sox. Or the Red Sox starting pitching giving up loud outs. We're just getting lucky right now, and that's why we're winning ball games. No, like I stated before, the brand of baseball they're playing is just a good brand of baseball, and that's why I think that it's not too early to say this. So I give a little bit of a disclaimer here with Trevor Bauer because I haven't watched his starts. I haven't seen him throw. I haven't seen the way he's pitched. Like I watched Shane Bieber last night, and holy shit, that guy is good. Just absolutely carving the White Sox, and against Giolito, who is as good as it gets as well. He got a little bit more tired before Bieber because Bieber was more efficient last night. But I haven't been able to watch Trevor Bauer starts. So the statistics I see on the computer screen, they couldn't be misleading. I don't think that they are because he got 3 hits, 1 hit. He's given up a total of 7 hits in 6. So that's another one. So 14, 20 innings total. He's given up 7 hits. He struck out almost 30 guys. I don't think they're misleading, but I will put a disclaimer in there that it might be a little too early on Trevor Bauer because things can change also as people adjust to you. But the other thing is, I think that I haven't been able to watch him, so I'm not seeing if there happens to be, for instances where he gets kind of lucky and out of a jam off of some luck, which happens. I'm not going to push all luck aside because that happens, but it's just a little disclaimer for Trevor Bauer. But I tell you right now, God bless us if we had Trevor Bauer in that rotation in Boston right now. The whole American League East would be, the whole American League would be changed, and the landscape would be changed because with Trevor Bauer, Nathan Eovaldi, Eddie Rodriguez, Martin Perez, Nick Pivetta, you got Tanner Houck, Garrett Richards, who had his tough start, but finding way to win ball games in Baltimore in second appearance, and then Chris Sale coming back in July or August. It would be a completely different ball game with possibly one of the best, is one of the best offenses in baseball. Again, reinforce that bullpen. I wouldn't be upset paying Trevor Bauer whatever $30 million we're paying him. The Dodgers are paying him this year to make this team a contender. I wouldn't have been upset about that, but I don't know if any of us saw this coming. So, guys, first week of baseball was absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure you could have asked for a better one for a Boston Red Sox fan. The New York Mets, and they're jumping out ahead of the NL East, even though they had the first weekend canceled with the Nationals. They played less games than a bunch of people. But this is going to be a fun year of baseball. I'm looking forward to talking more about the Red Sox throughout the year. Looking forward to watching more games. It is going to be just a really good year. And it's the Red Sox, Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays in the AL East. You got the Mets, Nationals, Braves. And even the Marlins are not a bad team over there in the NL East. I think I'm forgetting someone over there. Another good team too. So it's the league is loaded this year with talent, and this is why we always talk about this with baseball. Over the last 2 decades, how many back-to-back winners have we had? I can't remember. It might have been the Yankees in the late 90s. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's been forever. And this is what we love about baseball, because baseball has never been, oh, it's just going to be the Lakers Celtics. Oh, it's just going to be LeBron James versus someone else. In football, it's going to be Tom Brady seemingly winning it no matter who he's playing. It's baseball always has that added caveat that you can beat anyone on any given day, and the hottest team going in the playoffs is oftentimes the team that's the one last standing. And so I think it's going to be no different this year. I think the Dodgers still have the lead, and they're still the favorite to win the World Series here in 2021. But when I'm looking at this club, I'm looking at the Padres, I'm looking at the Braves, I'm looking at the Mets, I'm looking at the Red Sox, I'm looking at the Yankees, I'm looking at this Twins team, the Astros. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And there's so many good clubs here that on any given day can beat that Dodger team with how good they are. Any given day, that team can lose because there's just a plethora of talent throughout the league, and baseball gives you that opportunity. If you're the hot team, there's no stopping you. So, guys, I hope you enjoy your weekend. Happy Thursday. And I will talk to you guys again on Monday. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Hope you enjoy going out to the bar. Hope you enjoy some great Red Sox baseball. And until next time, guys, I'll see you at the bar. Thank you so much for listening to the Sorry We're Closed podcast. Go subscribe to our email chain over at thepatlight.com and follow us on all social media. Until next time, guys, I'll see you at the bar.
Sorry, we're closed.